simple, and they got undone.
And it could be home advantage as well. Wembley semi-final.
Yeah. So it's all looking good, but I think we just really got to keep on pushing in the right direction and don't let the level drop.
So, what do you think of Arsenal's new centre-back, Socrates?
Well, it looks solid. I've watched him a couple of times now. It looks solid, and I think he's adjusting to. He's more robust. He's probably one of the more robust kind of defenders we've had for a while, and he seems like a good class act. I think he's just got to get the pace of the game and realising, you just can't switch off in the Premier League, because once you do that, you're kind of dead in the water. So I think he's intelligent enough to realise that and understand the pace of the game and the intensity of the game continually. The intensity of the game, because you almost can't have a breather, so it's non-stop. You've got to be switched on, and I think he's adjusting well.
I saw you high-fiving all the players before the Chelsea game.
Yeah.
Is there anyone you really like out of the new signings, Torreira, Socrates?
I think for me, Ubangaman has to, I know he's from last season, but I think this season, from the start of the season, I think it'd be good for him to kind of get off from running he has and continue his scoring ability. I think his goals will be really vital for Arsenal, kind of nudging up and going beyond 6 and hopefully getting that full spot. He has to keep on, and there's Lacazette as well, but I think he needs to really have a good season.
So what does it say about Luka Modric just breaking that cycle with Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi always winning the top awards? Somebody like that.
I think it's healthy. It's healthy for football. That's the main thing, really. Okay, the other guys have been at the top for a very, very long time. Modric is, I think, it's changing, but I don't think he's going to be there all the time. But just because age-wise, so I think for me, it's all kind of lined up very nicely for Modric. Had a great World Cup, had a fantastic season for Real Madrid, and I think he, all these accolades that is coming to him is, I think, overdue really, and hopefully we'll get all those accolades.
4 games into the Premier League season, how do you think Unai Emery has done so far?
I think obviously he's trying to, the philosophy, he wants to change the philosophy and playing from the back, and that takes time for the whole squad to kind of get that. You may have that as a player, but having that and playing that week in, week out is two different things. So I think they have to kind of keep with the program, and it will get better. It will get more slicker. The understanding will get better. But then also sometimes the players might have to say, well, sometimes it's just too tight. Kick the ball up and play what you see, and then start playing how he wants the whole team to play, as starting from the back and playing. And he's done really well. He's had some amazing goals. One against Chelsea with 17 passes and scored a goal. I think they scored another kind of goal at the weekend like that. So it's coming together. It just takes time, practice. The more practice, the better they're going to get, and the understanding with the whole system. So it's a new system. They've had the rhetoric, for 20 odd years with Arsene Wenger. Now it's a change, so they just got to get used to it. And they're intelligent players, and they will.
Arsenal have fallen behind Spurs the last couple of years. How important is it for them to get back as top dogs?
I don't think top dogs. You can, I think it's all about getting the performances right and pushing yourself as an individual. Tottenham have done really, really well over the last 4 or 5 seasons now. So I think now it's maybe Arsenal at the right time, new manager, to kind of push the players a little bit more. Maybe they haven't been pushed as much as they should have. So new manager, new eyes, new rhetoric, looking at players and making sure, and also hopefully the players respond to that. And I think it's not top dog in North London. It's all about who can win the Premiership. That's what it's all about. That's what. When I used to play, that was the only thing in my mind. I'm not worried about who's top dog in North London or West London. It's all about, there's other teams that, you've got to concentrate and beat. And if you want to be the best, you have to beat the best.
Just on Mesut Ozil, there was rumours of a small fallout, let's just say, between him and Emery. What does Unai Emery need to do to get the best out of Mesut Ozil this season?
I think it's all about understanding and realising what the team wants. And then understanding what Ozil has skill set. Obviously he's a great passer of the ball. His assists are second to none. But I think obviously Emery is looking at the whole system, and he'll be looking at how they respond in a defensive position. And obviously, I think Ozil has to fit in there, and he has to kind of not so much defend, but just get into position. I think that's what's key. How to get the best out of both guys and get the best, definitely out of Ozil, and then hopefully, you know, the continual training, the understanding, and kind of talking and getting in the right position for him, I think they can work together. I think football's all about, you know, disagree to agree, and you know, it's all about how the team is going to respond and how the team is going to gel together, and it's a team effort. You can't have one or two players kind of switching off, because other teams will see that and say, oh, they're switched off, right, there's gaps there, you know, that's their weak point. So I think he's brought a new energy, understanding, and he will have a microscope kind of view at each individual player, and that's his strength. So obviously every single player eventually will be looked at and questioned, and I think that's healthy.
Thanks, Sol.
Thank you very much.